the Slow Burn Pro Wrestling Podcast, where all professional wrestling storylines live. As always, I am your host, Matt Brandon, bringing you all pro wrestling's news, notes, innuendos, and whatever else you can come up with in this wonderful world we call pro wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday to everybody. I told you guys I would try to get something to you early as we get ready for a huge day in pro wrestling. Guys, if you're a wrestling fan, today is your day because you can get it pretty much all day long with a little bit of college football sprinkled in there within, okay? I will tell you my plan today. This is how I'm viewing today, all right? And don't be offended, wrestling fans. All right, but number one, we're starting here Central Time, 1 o'clock here with AEW, with the pre-show, the tailgate show. There are a couple matches that might be interesting, kind of the normal AEW tailgate show where we get to see some dudes. And I mean that in the most positive of ways because, hey, if I don't get to see Samoa Joe, I'm going to be unhappy. So there you go. So I'm going to start off with All Out around 1 o'clock Central, 2 o'clock Eastern, okay? My time at 6 o'clock, I'm going to journey away. At that time, if AEW is not finished yet, I will pause. I will come back because I have to watch a huge game today as my University of Missouri Tigers taking on the South Carolina Gamecocks. And you guys know I got my love for South Carolina, but I'm M-I-Z till the day I D-I-E. So there you go with that. So I'm going to break for a little while, watch me some football, come back. If I have to finish All Out, I will. I will be staying completely off of social media at this time so I don't get any spoilers, right? And then after the game, if I have to finish, I will. If not, I will jump straight in to WWE Wrestlepolooza. That's my plan of attack. Now, how we're going to manage this new ESPN thing, I told you guys I was waiting a little bit to figure out how this whole new bag was going to work. Well, I'm still not completely sure, even with all of our truth's explanations last night on SmackDown. I think we've got it figured out. It's going to cost more money. And it's disappointing. I had a conversation with my wife last night that, we're a paycheck by paycheck family. Like a lot of you are. We know that. And I mean, we're getting to a point to where I may have to start choosing what I do. I may have to start choosing different pay-per-views and like things today. I'm paying for AEW. I've already paid for AEW. I did it well ahead of time. I will watch Wrestlepolooza tonight. It'll be special being ESPN's first little shot into pro wrestling in a very long time. Remember AWA back in the day on ESPN? I do. But that was on regular ESPN. That was before any apps or the interwebs. But basically, I don't know. I'm torn a little bit here because I get Peacock, right? I have Peacock. I've already paid up for Peacock. I have our subscription lasts. So now basically it's going to cost us extra money. The other thing is I'm on the Disney Legacy Plus package. That's all well and good. I have to do that. My kid, he's a Mickey Mouse Clubhouse addict. Like it's what we watch here in this house with Brock. Special needs. He loves the Disney stuff. We have to have that stuff. So we have the full out package. And now I have to re-up and pay more for that package, which I have already purchased for the whole year. Like, I don't know. I feel like that we've been put between a rock and a hard place. And for us middle-class families that do live paycheck to paycheck, WWE, this isn't cool. What you've done isn't cool. So big up to AEW for that, trying to make things a little easier, a little cheaper on us. I will tell you that the HBO Max, it's still going to cost you money. It's not like you can just open up your HBO Max and then you're streaming. My understanding is it's going to cost you money. I will tell you, for me, I'm going to watch this one on Amazon like I have been. A reason being is because I let my HBO Max go a while back because there was nothing. We needed to make a choice to downsize our apps. And my whole choice was, HBO Max isn't showing AEW stuff for no cost, for app cost, I should say, yet. So we're going to knock down HBO Max until freaking Dragons come back on. So yeah, it was a choice that was made. Looks like it might have been the wrong choice, but regardless, we got to navigate this, people. We really do. And some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of you that just watch for shits and giggles probably don't realize this, but guys, I feel like we're being price gouged. I really do. I feel like I feel like some of us are being priced out, and it was kind of like I was talking about the other day with how professional sports are starting to price out the middle class family. Same thing can be said. Think about this. Yes, I buy the pay per view for AEW and everything's well and good, guys. For the cost of that, I can go to Wrestle Dream. Like that's the thing that I don't know. There's choices to be made. I've made my choices for today, but moving on to the next drop, especially with these guys not competing with one another and running shows on the same day. Like I understand the competition aspect of it, but basically at the end of the day today, I'm going to drop a shit ton of money on two pay per views, on a PLE and a pay per view, I should say, and I don't know. I mean, yes, you're competing with one another, but at some point, you're competing with middle class families on what they can afford. So, just my 2 cents. I still no disrespect to anybody. I love my WWE. I love my AEW. I love my TNA. I love pro wrestling. Right, but. I think that we're going to see a drop. I really do. I don't think we'll see it today. I really don't, but I can tell you, I think a couple months down the road, we are going to see a hit in pro wrestling viewing, especially for these PLEs and these pay per views. You're pricing people out. I will say I'm lucky right now, knowing that. Yeah, yes, it costs. Yes, I'm paycheck to paycheck, but at the same time, it's like I know that today I'm doing this. Okay, what happens on the next show? I don't know. I really don't know. So we'll figure this out. But enough of the negativity. Let's get into the wrestling, guys. Last night, SmackDown live from Toledo, Ohio. It was a good crowd. It wasn't a bad crowd by any means. They were up and down some. I gotta say that it just to me there was a lot of lulls in the action here. There was a lot of filler in this show. I scored it a C plus. I had said yesterday that SmackDown has been so red hot lately. I've been so happy with how SmackDown's been going. I thought that the shows have been electric lately. Last night was very little electricity. There was some decent matches, there were some decent moments, but at the end of the day, this was not your normal go home show. Or was it? Because maybe we're saving everything for later tonight on Wrestlepolooza. I'm not exactly sure. But I will say, lots of filler, very little thriller. All right, that's what we do here on this one. So let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Like I said, live from Toledo, good crowd, not a great crowd, decent crowd, smaller venue, obviously. And like I said the other night, sometimes in those smaller venues, like it was with AEW, man, it can get really loud. It can get really hype. The acoustics in those old buildings are really good. Some of them much better than what we have in the modern day buildings. But this one here, it was good. It was good. I'm not going to downgrade the crowd whatsoever. I'm not going to sit here and pump them up all day, but it was good. We opened up with Brock Lesnar. Kind of a weird open at the beginning because and we've seen this before with Michael Cole where he has this big interview and he's nervous about it. Well, he's walking back up the aisle to backstage as he's going to go do his exclusive interview with Brock Lesnar, and that's how we're opening the show. It just seemed a little off to me. I knew that wasn't going to be the case, and then boom, Lesnar's music hits, right? Lesnar comes down and basically manhandles Michael Cole. He doesn't hurt him, right? He does carry him around the ring like a sack of potatoes. I said Brock Lesnar carrying Michael Cole like that looked like me carrying my Brock like that, like the sack of taters around our house. So it was a good piece. It wasn't a bad piece. It got weird. Like I said here, Lesnar opens, manhandles, and then basically, what did I put here? Oh yeah, the Brock Lesnar we got here, by the way, that's the intense Brock Lesnar, and I'm telling you, he was ultra intense in this. And he told Cena, yelling into the camera, like he's holding the camera, and he's telling Cena, "I'm coming for blood." And guys, I'm telling you, we've seen some Cena Lesnar matches over the years that have been flat out barn burning bangers. All right, the Triple B. So I think that this has the opportunity to be very, very special, especially when the fact that you got to say and you got to admit John Cena's work in this last little bit of this run has been some of his best in ring matches we have had maybe ever. So I look forward to that because, Lesnar being the monster that he is, he can make people look absolutely outstanding. He's a master of his craft. Um, so I'm looking forward to that. So the intense Lesnar, though, they had to do this week because of the fact that we had that little lapse last week where Lesnar goes out of character and he's laughing and he's dancing and he's giving high fives to the crowd as he's walking out. Like, you had to know that when he got in the back right there, Triple H, he's not going to yell at Brock Lesnar because, like, you would have to have a death wish to yell at Brock Lesnar. But Triple H told him, is like, dude, you completely just like upended part of this story. You're supposed to be this gigantic badass out to rip John Cena's head off. And now we're giving high fives because we ripped our jeans. So I had a feeling that we were going to get this nasty, intense Brock Lesnar. And that's exactly what we got. But he gets Michael Cole into the ring, he grabs him by the tie, backs him into the corner, and then you hear Corey comes into the ring. Corey Graves from commentary. And by the way, Corey Graves, if you don't know, he wrestled for a very long time, was an NXT guy, had some injuries, neck injuries, and then had his career kind of taken away from him. So I was surprised to see Corey Graves get physical. Now, when I say that, he didn't get physical. He got physical laid on him as he got for his lovely hero-esque attitude, trying to save his partner Michael Cole for his troubles. He gets F5'd straight to hell, right? And by the way, those were badass F5s. Corey Graves took them like a champ. You forget sometimes how good Corey was when he was going. And yeah, maybe since he took those bumps, maybe there's a possibility that we could get Corey back in the ring. With that said, I hope not, with one reason and one reason only. Corey's my favorite guy to hear on the microphone. And I think that he is good on the mic regardless of who he's with. And that's a special talent, guys. If he's going with Michael Cole, if he's going with Joe Test, if he's going with freaking JBL at AAA, like, Corey Graves is special on commentary, and I feel like we need to keep it that way. But it was nice to see the little twist there. So as I put on my notes, Corey Graves gets killed for his efforts. Somebody needs to check on him at the hospital because he might not be living anymore. So there you go. First action of the night, we get Charlotte and Alexa taking on Chelsea Green and Alba Fire. It was an okay match. My note on it was pretty solid. There was one thing that really caught me, though. And here I am doing my wrestling nerd nitpicking thing again. Did anybody else feel like the first commercial break came way too early? It was like we were in the heat of action. There was no downtime. And then all of a sudden, boom, we'll be right back after this in picture. Like, I don't know. For me personally, that took the hot action that was starting early and it kind of died it off a little bit. I don't know. There was something really crazy. The match itself was solid. Alba Fire, once again, doing great work. We know we're going to get great stuff out of every other lady in there because they're absolutely amazing future Hall of Famers. Yes, Chelsea Green is a future Hall of Famer. I said it. I don't give a damn what work they're giving her. Love seeing Charlotte and Chelsea with each other in ring. A lot of similarities there, but also enough differences to make one look like the ultra baby face and the other look like the ultra heel. And I really enjoyed that. But as far as the match itself, it was okay. It was solid. Matter of fact, it was one of the better moments of the night. So we'll kind of go from there. Guys, we had a moment backstage early with Paul Heyman and his big boys of Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. Had this little conversation with Nick Aldis. They're looking for the Usos, but they knew the Usos wasn't there. The Usos were doing pub in Indianapolis, ready for WrestlePolooza. So we had all of that. You knew they said, "Hey, we're just here to watch the show," and you knew that was good. By the way, Heyman looked fantastic. Little shorter haircut. We had a little bit of a change. Sometimes you got to have that change when you have a character change. So I enjoyed that. We had them come down a little bit. Fraxium actually comes down shortly thereafter. They're down in the ring. They're getting ready to make their thing, and they get the hell beat out of them for their efforts by the Vision, by Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker with Heyman alongside. Then they get on the mic. They're talking their shit. They're calling out the Usos. They're going to kill the Usos, which, by the way, they might. Then we get this impromptu match. Nick Aldis lets them know, you know what, Fraxium's ready to go. So, they'd already get the hell beat out of him, and then they get the hell beat out of him even more and more and more. it was okay. It was okay. Actually, I think it was fun. It was more of a fun match than anything. That damn finish with the spear coming out of the air against Axiom with Bronson. Jesus, it gets tough sometimes with Braun Breaker spearing Axiom after he kind of tries to give that Spanish fly and gets shrugged off. Then the tsunami on top of Nathan Frazier, like I want to say this: if this team, if they want to keep this crew together and not let these guys wrestle single, which makes sense, like let's get these guys in the tag team picture. Let's let these guys maybe go for some tag team belts. Could you imagine seeing the Wyatt Six right now defending those belts against Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker? Like, damn. And then look at it. What you have the vision with Seth holding the World Heavyweight Championship, Becky holding the Women's Intercontinental, those two dudes holding those freaking tag team belts, like that makes that group even that much more like unbeatable. Like I don't know, it gives more shine to them for some reason. So it was fun. The one thing I wanted to say, particular besides that spot with the flying spear, Bronson Reed again. I have been very big on Bronson Reed lately. The guy's a star in the making. What you're seeing right now out of Bronson Reed is absolutely phenomenal. Guys, I'm telling you, the way he fills up the ring, the way he takes up space, the way he allows space at the same time to take bumps and to take someone else's offense, like the stuff he's doing, just chef's kiss. Well done. Heyman is making him. You can tell that he has Paul Heyman's signature all over him right now, and you can tell that that he's going to go a long, long way. Guys, I'm telling you, yes, you're looking at the future of the WWE with these younger guys and Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. And you keep hearing that they're going to be able to build a roster around these guys in the future. And you're looking at two future world champions. You are correct in that. But I will say, when a lot of people say that Braun Breaker is going to be the ultimate monster and the world heavyweight champion, all this, I don't disagree with you. Although I do believe that Bronson Reed is right now a level above. I don't think it's by much. I think it's close. I know Braun Breaker is more over right now than Bronson Reed, but I'm telling you, Bronson Reed and the work he is doing right now is it's just so damn good. Now think about this. There's another guy around their age, maybe a little bit younger, that is also going to be the future, and I think even more so, and that's Dominic Mysterio. Okay, so let's wrap our heads around this real quick. All right, and I need to keep moving because I want to do my predictions. But Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Dominic Mysterio, Carmelo Hayes. Ilya Dragunov is going to be back very, very soon. I mean, think about these younger guys right now, and you could go on and on and on with some of these dudes. But there is some real potential that the future is so damn bright, you know. But like those five guys right there have some real specialty to them. So I'm excited to see what the future holds. And again, the match was fun, so I liked it. We had Nia Jax come out giving a promo, a very scandally clad Nia Jax, by the way, last night. But we end up getting Tiffy out. By the way, Tiffy is hurt, although they didn't really talk a lot about the injury. Which seemed a little odd to me, but Tiffy comes out. She acts like she's going to go down the ring. We had security and refs down there to stop that. You knew she wasn't getting physical last night. And then, by the way, in Nia's promo, she downgraded Tiffy, but my God, did she let Jade have it? I mean, she absolutely beat Jade's ass over that microphone. Basically saying, you look good, you look the part, but you get in this ring and you just ain't there, girl. And I was like, holy shit. Like, you just said what I've been thinking and kind of saying for quite a while. I have said lately that Jade is doing the best work of her career and she gets better and better. But I've also been very clear that I don't think she's title material yet. She's closer than she was, I'll say that. But my God, Nia let her have it. It's like, oh shit. You said that. You just said that shit. So, I I don't know. It was almost a little too cringe at times, but what I will say is what we got out of it was a very like over dramatic piece that led to something that they had already announced. Like they had already announced that next week on SmackDown we were going to get a women's title three-way between Tiffy, Nia, and Jade. And I still think that there's a chance Tiffy isn't healthy for that, too. We may end up getting Nia and Jade for a vacancy or maybe a number one contendership moving forward. I don't know if if Tiffy is still banged up. So I don't know. There's a lot of ways that this could go. This piece, though, in particular, I didn't care for it. I thought Nia did all right. I thought the Jade stuff was but which I mean, it's good, it's powerful, it's making a heel look like a heel. I get that, but man, oh man, that's rough. But the other thing is like I said, we knew this match was coming. This match was already advertised for next week. Everybody knew it, so we got really drama filled and spent a lot of time and a lot of referees and security and Jade kicking a lot of men's asses. For something we already knew that was going to happen. So it just didn't make a lot of sense to me, guys. Now the next thing we got in this bad boy was the best part of the night. All right, with hands down best part of the night, and that was Sami Zayn going over Carmelo Hayes. This one, both guys, man, both of these dudes. Sami Zayn does not have bad matches. All right, I've said it time and time again. Sami Zayn is the best seller in all of professional wrestling, and the best underdog in all of professional wrestling. And this U.S. title run, if they let him have it for a little while with these open challenges, could be very, very fun. I think this is limitless. I think that it can go in so many good ways. But once again, Carmelo Hayes, unbelievable. He is so far ahead of his time. I know some people get kind of backed off because of his size. He wrestles so much bigger than he is. The damn leg drop off the top rope. I mean, when he calls his shot, like, wow, it's just that stuff is great. The first 48 move that he does is so great. Like, I think Carmelo Hayes is, again, one of the future of this business. Talk about Braun, talk about Bronson, talk about Dominic, talk about Melo. And I think you're looking at the four cornerstones of the future of the WWE right now. And I know you probably throw like Obafemi into that mix as well. Hell, maybe probably Trick Williams as well. And I mean, we got a pretty good foundation to move forward with down the road because, guys, there are aging superstars out there. I mean, think about it. Randy's got to be close to being done. KO's been hurt. I think that there's a lot of possibility for change here. Not anytime soon, but it's okay to look forward, to foreshadow what the future is going to look like. But Miz, by the way, I didn't even say this earlier. After Corey Graves dies, we do get commentary. Originally, when Miz first talked, like I thought, is that McAfee back? But it was not. It was the Miz, and you know what? He did really, really well. Early on, he had a lot of when there was a move or which I don't need that a lot. Like that's not something I kind of like a throwback to the old Macho Man Savage of Randy Savage on commentary, which wasn't always the greatest. But Miz ended up doing really well. Michael Cole does such a great job at working him in, too. But I enjoyed the Miz on commentary. It's not something I think we should get all the time, but there's something there for later on down the road because here again, Miz also one of those guys that's aging and probably getting close to the end of his career. So not bad. The one thing I wanted to say, the match, it hit on every level. It was a great match. Matter of fact, we know we're going to get some special stuff today with the pay-per-view and the PLE, but this definitely up there in the running for match of the week. It's on my list. I wrote the notes on it, so there you go. We had a really damn good. By the way, one other thing on that match because I know I need to move. Blue Thunderbomb for the finish, not the haluva kick, which was very odd to me. Always when there's a wonky finish like that, when there's a finish without an actual finishing move, I always think that the person is hurt. I always think that the match just got the old X and the guy's hurt and it's over. I don't think that was the case. I just think that this was the way this match went because it was running so smooth. And to be honest with you, they might have gotten told, hey, we probably need to take this thing home. We need to end this thing fast. And they did. You couldn't tell because of the timing of the match that it was off. But post, I thought, that was a little different. So anyway, it all worked out. We had a nice little Cena Lesnar package, which took a very, very long time. If you didn't get to see that, it gives you a lot of history on these two. Damian Priest backstage wanting Aleister Black, trying to set stuff up with Nick Aldis. Weirdly enough, Kit Wilson of Pretty Deadly. Do we have a new character on the scene? I don't know. And where the hell is Elton Prince? Like, first off, I like Pretty Deadly a lot. They're one of my favorite comedy acts in all of wrestling. Not to mention they can go, but Elton Prince is the superstar out of that crew. I'm sorry to say that. I like Kit Wilson's work, but he's not the superstar. Elton Prince is. So where's Elton? Um, I don't know. We'll see the direction that they go with this, but I have a feeling we're getting some character changes. And I don't know. Are they going singles? Is Elton done? Like, I don't, just clue me in, because it was a little bit weird. It was weird. All of a sudden, Kit Wilson's on our television in a different outfit, in different attitude. He's talking different things. I don't know. We'll see. I'm here for it. We are going to get Priest and Aleister Black, I assume, next week. So I thought that maybe they were working this in for tonight, but that it didn't happen. Contract signing, Cody and Drew. Guys, I'm going to tell you this. It was meh. It wasn't a great little thing. The match is going to be really good. All right. Drew and Cody are great together. They're great friends in real life. They were by the way, yesterday they were tagged. First time they had ever won the tag team championships was yesterday, the anniversary, which made the contract signing all that cool. I put it on my Facebook machine. Cody mentions it last night. It's like we're tuned in together. But it wasn't very good. It wasn't the match, the whole post thing wasn't very good. But again, it's because of the lack of setup. Yes, 5 weeks ago, Drew kicked Cody's head through the announce table. All right. Then Cody's ghosted for 3 weeks. Then last week he comes back, chases Drew off. It's just really, I don't know. Can I say it? It's kind of lazy storytelling to me in a way. But again, I know this match is going to hit. I know the match is going to be outstanding. So, also the other thing, R-Truth throughout this thing, talking about how to get the ESPN app was helpful in ways. We had the Cody commercial throughout about getting the ESPN app. It seemed like every time it came on, we were trying to figure out different methods on how we could save money on this, to no avail, by the way. So there you go. Scored the show a C+. Not bad. Let's talk about the rest of the stuff today. I want to give my picks before we run out of time. All Out, live in Toronto, AEW All Out. It is going to be a show, folks. Let's talk about the pre-show. Willow Nightingale, Harley Cameron, Mina Shirakawa, and Queen Aminata are going to go over Megan Bayne, Penelope, Julia, and Sky Blue. We're going to have Garcia over Katsuyori Shibata, and then Powerhouse Hobbs and Samoa Joe over the Workhorseman, Augusta, Georgia's own Anthony Henry, baby. For the main card, guys, I'm going Eddie Kingston over Big Bill. I'm going MJF over Mark Briscoe in what might be match of the night. Weirdly enough, I'm picking Jon Moxley over Darby Allin. I think that this is going to be some heavy shit in this match. This casket match is going to be hard freaking core, right? I got Mercedes Moné defending her belt. She goes over Riho. The tag team, 4-way tag team ladder match. I got Brodito over the Young Bucks, Jet Speed, and the Callis family with Hechicero and Josh Alexander. What's going to be match of the night, and definitely, I hope, if I'm right, match of the week, I got Takeshita over Okada, over Mascara Dorada, and new unified champion. I got Toni Storm defending her belt against Chris Statlander, Jamie Hayter, and Tekla. What else do we have here, guys? What's going to be my... it's probably not going to be the main event, but it's my main event, as I got Cope and Christian over FTR. Yes, that's right. Edge and Christian over FTR. I said it and I said it. There you go. And then, guys, lastly, I got Hangman Page over Kyle Fletcher. So hell of a night there. We got them on point. I'll react to all of it again tomorrow. Tonight's Wrestlepolooza, before we run out of time. Not as large of a crowd, obviously. I got the Vision over the Usos, the Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker over the Usos. I've got CM Punk and AJ Lee over Seth and Becky, but this one could go very much either way, all right? Another one that could go either way, Stephanie Vaquer, I got her over Io Sky. This is going to be a hell of a match, by the way. This could be, she's already over, but this could be the coming out party for Stephanie Vaquer. I got Brock Lesnar over John Cena. We know that's going to open things up tonight on Wrestlepolooza rather than be the main event. And then lastly, guys, I got Cody defending. He is over Drew McIntyre for the big title, for the big belt. But this is going to be a banger. It's going to be a hell of a match. So, guys, tune in to me tomorrow. I will be going over All Out. I'll go over my full recaps on Wrestlepolooza as well. And then we'll do our Slow Burn Weekend Review Awards. And I can't wait to get all that to you tomorrow, right here on the Slow Burn Pro Wrestling Podcast, where all professional wrestling storylines live, folks. And in this world, remember, we're wrestling everything. Stay on top.